Good day, everyone, and how's been your day? I want to welcome you to today's class. You are welcome. We shall continue from where we stopped the last time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page so that you can always get notification on time. Okay, let's continue with our Microsoft Excel Made Easy class. This is week 2. The last time we met, we were able to do cell formatting. We determined the data type that we can have in the cell. We did data entry and flash fill. And so we'll continue today by sorting our data. We'll do how to filter data. We'll unfreeze and freeze our pane and see how it works and why we need to. We'll hide and unhide rows and column. We'll do conditional formatting. Okay. Yesterday we have handled how to concatenate text, and we have done text to column. So let's continue. All right. Sorting and filtering. What does it mean to sort? For example, we have this data set, staff payroll. Already, this staff payroll has been sorted based on, look at it, the staff, based on the staff ID, meaning that from AB1, AB2, AB3, from the least person to the biggest. It doesn't mean that AB1 is the least person, no, but based on staff ID, AB1 is the lowest. Let's scroll. Let's see the okay, AB34. This is staff of 34 people. So it has been sorted from AB1 to AB34. Now, how do we sort? The essence of sorting, we have various needs to sort at one point or the other when we have our data. For example, we might want to sort based on salary. We might want to know how people with the highest salary from the highest to the lowest. You want to sort them. Maybe you want to prepare something to cushion the effect of the economy on the lowest people with the lowest salary. Then you might want to sort to know who and who. So you can decide to sort based on the gross salary, or you might want to do the other way around based on staff ID, but from the biggest to the smallest. So how do we do that? How do we sort? To sort, you will click on the header of the column, the column header, the one you want to use as a criteria to sort. For example, I want to sort based on staff ID, so I click on this. Then we'll come here under home. We'll come to sort and filter. You see, it has already been sorted from A to Z, meaning that from the lowest to the biggest. We can decide to sort from Z to A, meaning from the biggest to the lowest. So Z to A. Okay, why am I having AB9 before the rest? What happened? There should be something there. I shouldn't have had that. Okay, let me sort back based on the A to Z and see. Okay, so B. Okay, let me clear the filter and sort again. Then when you want to sort, all these two columns, these two headings are not necessary because in your data they are not useful there. So the first thing you should do is to delete unnecessary columns. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Something actually happened with this data. Let me create another data set to explain what I am talking about. I've not actually been able to figure out what happened. So let me create another data set. Okay. Salary. This is staff ID. Okay. So if we are sorting based on the staff ID, we come here. Should I expand the selection? Yes. Something is stopping my sorting here, and I wouldn't know what is that. Okay, let me sort based on salary and see what happened here. Yes. Okay. It actually sorted based on the salary. Okay. From the minimum to the biggest. Okay. Let me go back to my data set. Alright, I've seen what happened here. I've actually seen what happened here. Yes. It actually sorted. Let's go on. Looking at this data, you know that from the sorting here, look at it saying from A to Z, meaning that A, B, 1, and every other number that has 1, so it will see it as the next AB1, AB10, AB11, AB12, AB13. So let me readjust this data set. Let me say, okay, staff ID A1, A2. Don't forget data entry. We are doing that. Okay, we have up till A34. Right. All right, so this is our data from A1 to A34. Now we want to arrange our staff ID from A34 to A1. So we do that by sorting. So what you need to do is from Z to A. Let me rearrange this. Let me name this staff ID 123. Okay, so now from the biggest to the lowest, from the largest to the smallest. Okay, so 34, then to the lowest, which is 1. So this is what sorting can help us to do. Okay, undo. Let's assume I want to sort based on salary. Based on salary, I want to see the salary, people with the highest salary at the top and people with the lowest salary down. So I'll come here, home, sort and filter, then we'll sort based on the salary. So we can see that the salary is moving from the biggest 487,318 to the next one 174,882. Another person has the same salary with this. That means they must be in the same level, like that till the minimum. The minimum is 88,843, meaning that the smallest staff is taking, the lowest staff is taking 88,843 as the salary. So this is what we can do with sorting. Now filtering. Okay, filtering. We might decide to filter out based on some other criteria. Okay, as we have sorted it, maybe I want to have some staff showing information of some staff showing. Actually, this is a set. Okay, let's say, let me add this column so that we can use it as a filter. So we can say location. Maybe this particular staff is in Abuja, Osun, Imo, Oyo, another Abuja, Borno, Nasarawa. Maybe the next person too is Nasarawa. We have another Abuja. Maybe we have another Abuja. Borno again. Borno. Imo. Osun. Lagos. Abuja. Nasarawa. You can see what autofill is doing to me there. It's actually helping me out once I pick the first letter of what I have typed before. Okay. What else? Okay. Will soon be done with the data entry. Okay. Maybe another Lego. Okay, will soon be done. Okay. Okay, maybe we have, yes, the staff in this location. and you decide, okay, I want to see only the staff in Abuja. Then this is where filtering come in. I want to see only the staff in Nasarawa. This is the staff. When you sort, you don't see only, you didn't select out some data alone. No, what you did was just to arrange. Sorting is like arranging. No, so now filtering. What do you do with filtering? Let's go. You come here, then filter. Okay. Now see some filter agents here. That is, these are what we have. Unselect all and pick the one you want to use as criteria. Look at Abuja. Okay, can you see? We have only 7 staff out of 34 people in Abuja. You can also come and say, okay, I want to see Borno people. Okay. Oh, I want to see people from the northern states. So, Borno and Nasarawa. Borno is northeast and Nasarawa state is north central. Okay, only them. Maybe you have a program for them. So, these are the only people. So, you'll be able to filter out only this data. It has not deleted the rest of the data. Look at it. It's showing that something like a funnel, showing that you have filtered something out using this column. So you can decide to return back to your to the real data, the whole data. You just do clear filter from location and everyone comes back again. This is what you can do with filtering. So let's write on. Okay, now the next thing is we want to be able to unfreeze and freeze our pane and then unhide rows and column before we move to conditional formatting. Now, as you are working, if you look at it, when I got to the last person on the list, did you see what happened? I can no longer see the header, so I don't know which is which. What is this? I don't know. Which column is this? I don't know. Which column is this? I don't know. And in the process of maybe doing your data entry or you are scrolling through your data, you want to be able to see your heading. You want to be able to see what is up there. Then that is where freezing your pane, that is where it works. So what you do before you freeze your pane, you go back to the view where you want to have, the view, your first data, which is here. Then what do? With your first data, you come to view. Freezing your pane is under view menu. Then you come to view, then freeze pane. It also has option. If you freeze pane, it will freeze both the hub and this side, so that you can see also the row, the first row. That one is useful when you are also scrolling this way. Okay, you can see that I can no longer see my staff ID as we scroll horizontally. So if you use freeze pane and then this one, you'll be able to scroll horizontally. Can you see? It has freezed certain part of the horizontal. So you see, you'll be able to scroll horizontally, and with that you are still having your staff ID maintained. Okay, the next option there is freeze top row. If it's only top row you want to freeze, that is the header, the staff ID, location, basic pay and the likes, then you click on this. Where is that one useful? If you freeze only top row, meaning that when you go horizontally it will not sustain anything, maybe like the side ID and the staff ID, but it's useful for you when you are scrolling vertically. Can you see? It's useful for you when you are scrolling vertically. Okay, now then the last one is freeze first column. If you are freezing first column alone, it's useful for you when you are scrolling horizontally. When you freeze first column, you see the rest of the column moves, but the first column remains. But the first option is to freeze pane. Let me unfreeze the pane first. Okay, so to freeze pane, when you freeze pane both horizontally and vertically, it is useful for you. Can you see? This is vertically, you are moving, and my row is still maintained. If I am moving horizontally, my column, the first column, is still maintained while the rest move. So you can freeze your pane based on your data need. So you can, and then if you decide to unfreeze, you just come and say unfreeze. Let's say I have freezed like this. So to unfreeze, you just come back and say unfreeze, and that's all. Now let's assume you want to hide this location. Okay, I don't need the location in this data. I don't need the location for now. Not as if I want to delete it because I may need it. But for now, in this data that I am viewing, I don't really need location. So what you do is to come to the column that you don't need. You right click and hide. Can you see? It has hide. What shows you that something is hidden? Look at it. This is A. Don't forget that columns are labeled in alphabet. So this is A. The next is C. You should know that B is hidden. And then look at it. The gap here seems thicker than the rest here. So it shows that something is here. So what do? Let's say you are given a data like this and you need to see everything. So you will have to unhide. So I was trying to say that how do you know the data is hidden? Look at it. A, then C. You should know that B is hidden. And then looking at this place, you can see that here the lines are like double here, showing that it is hidden. So you can come here and unhide. You can unhide by just dragging it. You can come to this place, click on the in between the column. Click on the gap in between the two columns. Click on it. You will see this double edge arrow. Then you move. So you have unhide it. Another one is to come here unhide. Right click and say unhide. It will also unhide. Let me do that again. You click on the place, on the spot, you right click and unhide. No, I clicked on here, and then you see that it was not highlighting here, it was not highlighting C, it was highlighting the line in between them. Then unhide. Can you see? It will unhide and show us what we have in there. Are you following? And I hope you are enjoying your class. You are enjoying what you are learning. If you have questions, you can go to our WhatsApp group after getting through this lesson and then posting your question. Don't forget to do that. If you have any question, we'll be right there to support you. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see the next thing to learn. Don't forget that we are following our curriculum because the curriculum is well designed to help us. So I'm following it. I'm following it one after the other. So we've learned how to sort data, filter data, freeze and unfreeze pane. We have learned how to hide and unhide row and column. Now we are going to conditional formatting. Okay, What do we do with conditional formatting? Actually, conditional formatting is like a simple way of doing some few analysis on your data. So let's see what conditional formatting can do for us. Conditional formatting is under Home, and then you will see it under Style. Okay, I may decide to do some conditional formatting on this staff salary. Let's see some item that we have on the conditional formatting. We have highlight cell rule, we have top and bottom rule, we have data bar, color scale, and icon set. Each of these I will handle them one by one. So highlight cell rules, I will start with highlight cell rule. We have greater than, less than, between, equals to, text that contain, and so on and so forth. So now, or you want to highlight the duplicate value. Let's assume you have duplicate value. So this is also another way to clean your data. For example, you have a staff whose information is duplicated, meaning that the same staff with the same staff ID and its information is duplicated. So you can use this conditional formatting to locate that. So I will start with greater than. Now I want to check staff whose salary is greater than 200,000 naira. Greater than 200. Okay, I want it to highlight such staff for us. Salary, whose salary, and staff whose salary is greater than 200,000. You say okay. Can you see it has highlighted some people in red? Okay. Oh, you can even see it's only one person whose salary is greater than 200,000. So let's assume we have so much data. Can we start counting how many people? No. So you will now use filter to bring such people out, the information of those people out alone. So you filter by color, and can you see it has brought out the person. The person is with the staff ID, staff number 18. That's the person who has the salary greater than 200,000 naira. Let me clear the filter. You come and clear the filter. You have the okay. After sorting, maybe I also want to know staff whose salary is less. So highlight cell rule, less than 100,000, or less than 120, so that I can have some more, enough people. 120,000 naira. Now I have highlighted my first rule with light red. It was light red with dark red text. I can decide to choose another one, yellow with yellow text, green. You can use light red fill, red text, red button, and you can also decide to pick any other color by using custom color, custom format. Okay, you can decide to pick any other color. Under fill, I can decide to use green and say okay. So if I say okay, such people with those criteria will come in green. Okay, conditional formatting, cell rules, less than, people. Okay, let me see, is there anyone whose salary is less than the 120 that I mentioned? I'll filter by okay. I didn't perform that operation. Let me repeat it again. Conditional formatting, cell rules, less than 120. Yes, and then let me use the colors here, green, and say okay. All right, so To bring out those people, I will say sort by color. Okay, let me clear the formatting on this place first. Let me clear this first formatting here. Clear the rows in the selected cells. Okay, I've cleared it. So less than 120. Okay, people with less than 120. Okay, you can see them here. Why do we have them all at once? Don't forget that when we were doing our sorting, we sorted from the biggest to the smallest. So that's why we have them all together in one place. If we have not sorted our data, we won't have them, we'll have them scattered. So if you want only these people to show, then you come back and filter by what? By the color, and then these people will show. Then you know that you have 20 staff. From here itself is showing 20 out of 34 records found. That is 20 out of 34 people are having salary that is less than 100,000, 120,000. Maybe you want to increase their mileage or something. You want to increase their lunch. So let's move on concerning conditional formatting. So let me clear the filter. I come here. Don't forget that the last time I told you that how you will know that a data is being filtered, you can come and say, I'm seeing only 34. Number one is that you will see that there is one of the column having like funnel on it, is showing that it has been filtered. So you clear the filter to show the rest of the data in there. Okay, I don't want to pick a specific number, or you can say between a salary that is between so to so. Okay, look at this. It has given us an option. People whose salary is between 188,000 and 387,000. So we can decide to and say, okay, who are those whose salary is like that? Don't forget, you have to clear before you perform another one. You clear the conditional formatting on this. Clear the row, and then you apply it. Conditional formatting. Okay, between, let's say it's between this and this. Okay, which color did I say you should give them? Did I mention color? Okay, whose salary is between 188 and 387. Okay, let me give another one. Let's say from 100,000. Okay, 100,000 to 142. See, those people are already coming out. 100,000, 462,000 to 387,699. People whose salary falls in between this. The last time I used 188, you can see that no one is highlighted because there is nobody whose salary is between 188 and 387. Actually, there was no one. That is why you did not see anyone highlighted here. If you look through your data, nobody is highlighted. Nobody is 188 to 300 and something. People, most of them are less than 188, and the only person who is above 188 is 487, and I said to 300 and something. So nobody. So when you are creating rules, you actually look into your data. If there is nobody, yes, you report no one. So let me do the between again. 100. I will use 100 so that You can see, and then 387. Who are they? Okay, so to see only those people, to see the data, not just their gross salary, but the whole data of those people in that category, you now say filter by color, and then you filter. Okay, so we can see that 32 staff out of 34 staff, meaning that the remaining 2 staff is either they are below that range or they are above the range. Shall we move on? So I can clear the filter. Okay, now we can also have top and bottom rule. That is, let's say you have thousands of staff and you want to check the top 10. That is, the first 10 people, according to their salary. That is from the highest, like the person collecting 480 something, then the next person, the first 10 of them. You can do this. It may not just be 10, it could be 5. It depends on you. You are the one that will now use it. So top 10, you click on top 10. Is it top 10 you actually want? I want top 5. So I edit this 10, 5, and then I change the color. I'll say okay. Okay, you can tell me what happened here. I didn't clear my former formatting. So come to conditional formatting and clear the row. Okay, so let me do it now. Conditional top 10. Okay, I'm not doing top 10, I want to do top 5. Don't forget, I actually sorted my data based on the top, from the biggest to the smallest. So let me scatter this data so that we won't be having them one after around each other. So let me sort this data based on their okay, what will not show hierarchy here. Okay, based on states. Let me sort the data based on states. So with this one, I won't have any hierarchy. Okay, based on the location. So the data is actually scattered now. So top 10 people, it has highlighted them. So now I have only their data showing. What do we do? What's that? Filter. So we'll come and say filter by color, and then we filter. You can see that it's only those top 5 people. Who are they? Let's see their staff ID: 18, 9, 22, 21, and 8. And those people are not just from, you can decide, okay, these people are top 10. Does it mean, are they in the same location? Looking at it, they are not all in the same location. The first 2 are from Abuja, other Imo, Osun. Okay, no states, no location is favored than the other. We have senior staff across all the region. So you can make decision with this. Okay, let me clear the filter. Okay, now I can do another conditional formatting. So we've handled highlight cell rules. You can also try others. Now, assuming I have text file here, I can decide to say text that contain, and I will mention what it contains. But I don't have text here. I don't have names and other things. Okay, let's give it a try. Let me improve on the data set. Okay, right. I have text, location. So I can decide to do that here. Conditional formatting here. I say on the location, text that contain. So these are rules. Text that contain, what's that? That contain maybe A. Can you see it has shown? Is highlighting it already. Abuja and Lagos contain A, or text that contain A and AO. There's no one collecting A containing a who. Okay, text that contain Abuja. Text that contains Imo. Can you see Imo alone is out, and then you can decide to now filter based on that. Can we see? Are we making progress? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's clear. Okay, so we've been able to go through conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, top or bottom. The same way we can do top 10, we can do top 10%. That is, it will do the percentage and check the top 10. You can do bottom 10, you can do above average. Okay, who are the people whose salary is above average or below average? Let's go. Okay, whose salary is above average? Their salary is above average. Okay. These are the people, their salary is above average. It's showing them out. That is, if you add all this salary together, divided by the number of people, these are the people whose salary is above average. Who are the people whose salary is below average? So you can filter them out by the color. You can see these are the people. Only 9 staff have their salary above average. That means there must be people whose salary, we have more people whose salary is below average. So this can suggest to us that there are more of junior staff in this record than the senior staff. Or you know that something that can affect your average is the rest of them are under 100 and something, and we suddenly saw somebody with 400 and something. So it can affect your average, because that 400 and something will matter. By the time you add it and then divide by number of people, the average will be low, whereas the average is supposed to be around 100. And okay, you will see what I mean now. Let me clear this filter. So let's assume that I remove this person. Let me hide. Okay, let me now do conditional formatting. Above average. Okay, it's still working based on the data that I hide. So I have to delete that data that I hide. Clear formatting. Okay, you see the effect. Even if you hide a data, it does not mean that it doesn't exist there. It's still existing. So every operation that you perform on every other data that are visible, it will also be affecting it. So if you don't want a data there, you rather delete it. But I won't totally delete it because I want it again. So I will just cut it, and I cut it from that place and go and insert it somewhere. Insert it in another sheet. Okay, I've inserted it so that when I need it, I'll come and carry it in this new sheet. Okay, so now let me conduct this now. Let me delete now. Okay, I've deleted its row now. So let's do the conditional formatting on above average. Above average. You will see that there will be more people. Can you see 13 people other than 9 people that we had before? You can see that data is actually affected the average. It's affected when you are doing calculation with average. Sure, when you have outliners, everybody is 100 and 100 and 180 something, 120 something, and you suddenly have 400, and it will affect your average. So thank you. Let's move on conditional formatting. Let's move on conditional formatting. Okay, we've done highlight cell rule, top bottom rule. Now next is data bar. Let me copy the data I have here into another place so that I will now use that one as the data bar. Let me clear the formatting rule, conditional formatting, clear rules on the selected cell to clear. So I'm copying this data. You can decide to just highlight the data, then copy and paste. But the method I want to use is saying that, okay, M takes the content of L. So M2 equals to what? L2. That's why I just use equals to L2. So it will give me what is inside L2. And then I double click, and it does that till the end. So let me use this space as my data bar. Okay, let's go conditional formatting. Okay, data bar, like bar charts and the like, but this one is data bar. So can you see? You can decide to choose any other color. Okay, maybe this is what I want. I've clicked on it. You can see the data. As higher the data, the taller the bar will be. Can you see? Can you see that this first and second person almost have the same bar, but the second one is smaller. Look at this person whose bar almost fills up the whole place. Okay, I can also decide. Let me copy back the data I collected, that I kept here. Let me insert it. Now if I copy it, it will override this one. So I won't, if I paste it rather, it will override what is in on number 2. So I won't paste it. I will only say, I will right click and say insert cut cell. So what it will insert a new row and shift this one down. You see, it has inserted a new row for me, and it shifted the one on number 2 down to number 3. So don't make that mistake of say copy and paste. If you paste on that place, what it will do for you is that it will replace the content of that place where you are pasting. So let me do the data bar here too. Let me repeat the conditional formatting so that we have data bar. Can you see? As this one came now, see, all of them are looking short. Look at it, because it's the biggest among the 400, and so others are looking short. So you can see the effect of outliners on data. So look at it. Okay, this is data bar. Okay, it's not making too much sense for us to have this data bar and the value showing, since we have the value here somewhere here. So what we will do is to do what? To remove the data. You still come back under the conditional formatting. You will say manage rules. Please check this very well. Manage rules. Okay, you select the rule you want to manage. That's the data bar, and then you edit the rule. Okay, you edit the rule and say show bar only. Show bar only. You click on that. You check that checkbox. Show bar only. Then you say okay. Then you apply. And can you see it has gone? Then say okay. Can you see the data there is no more showing? It looks neater like this. Let's go again. Let's do that again. Let me repeat that. So let me undo what I just did. Let me label this column data bar. Data bar. Okay, let's go again. Conditional formatting, manage rules. You click on the rules that you want to manage and say edit rule, and then show bar only. Show bar only. You tick it and say okay. You come and apply it and say okay. That's all. you've been able to. Can you see? This is beautiful, right? This is another good way of representing your data to you might want to show your management some things. You know, not everybody works with number. Not everybody likes seeing numbers, but they understand this bar better. Oh, this person is having a higher salary than this. Oh, this person is having a lower salary than this. So with that, you can represent your data with data bar. Then let's go again. Under conditional formatting, we still have color scales. What does color scale tell us? Let's go. Okay. Color scale. Now, when the account is green, beautiful. Let's say this is somebody's account, one person's account, and as he's spending, the salary is decreasing, the gross salary is reducing small because as the person is spending. But this outliner is actually affecting me, this person whose salary is high. So let me delete so that we can have it better. Good. When the account is still green, the land is green, he is green. Can you see it? See it here. When the salary is still the person, I still have some money. It's very green. Let's sort it so that can sort it. Sort by color. Like this. Sort it by color. Oh, when the account is still very green. Oh, let me sort it by, from the smallest to the lowest. It will help me. It will help me to have all the colors at once, from the largest to the smallest. Okay. When the account is still very green, you can see it here. The person still have 174,882. It's still green. 162. Okay, I've not spent so much. 157. Gradually, you see the color is becoming it's going down. Yellow. 129. It's becoming orange type. 117. 113. Then gradually 109. 102. It's moving. Oh, red. Oh, account don't enter red. 88,000 naira. Then it's throwing you an alarm. Hey, what you're spending. So that is what color scale does for us. That's what color scale does for us. You can also determine how does it know when my account is red? It enter my mind, it knows. Okay, you have allowance in your mind. Okay, when you are the highest, you can write it the highest and the minimum, so that you know that some people's shock absorber cannot take that their salary is coming from 179 and then 88 is red. No, they can still spend. Maybe the limit you want to show for it to give you alarm that your account is red, maybe it's 50,000. It can show you that your account is red. Maybe that's what you want. So what you will do is to determine the smallest and the lowest, so that it will now help you. So my own might just be, I am earning 174. Maybe once my account enter 80k, it don red. So everybody's own will be different. So you can determine that here. Conditional formatting, under color scale, you do more rules, and under these more rules, you can decide to now say, here we have 3 scale here. So you determine the lowest value. What should be my lowest value? It should be number. What should be the lowest value? Then what should be the midpoint, and what should be the maximum? and the lowest value should carry red, the midpoint should carry yellow, and then the maximum should carry blue. The midpoint should be maybe 90,000. Okay, you see now it has determined that. So the highest, it picks the highest, which is your highest something. So the mid is like 100. If your mid is like 100, meaning that at 88 your account don't enter red actually. So let's move on conditional formatting. Then the next is icon sets. So let's see what our icon set does for us. Let me clear the rules here. Okay, this one is telling us that these are the top, these ones are high, this other arrow is telling us middle, this one is tending towards low. That's what icon set does. And we have different type of the icon set. We have different form. You can decide to choose this one, you can decide to choose this. Can you see? This one is 4 arrow up. It's still up but not very up. It's going down, though not yet down. Then down. Then you can decide to use traffic light information. Green means go, yellow means ready, red means stop. Stop spending. So you can decide to use this type. You can use this, you can use flag type, you can use rating type. So that is all about conditional formatting. So let's move on. We've done conditional formatting. If you are able to stay up till this time, you have tried. I'll be rounding up very soon, but I want to ensure that we are able to finish what we are supposed to finish. My alarm is actually telling me, okay, it's almost time to round up for today's lesson, but we have to finish what we have for this week. Let's quickly go through what we have. We've done concatenate and text to column. Next is data validation and drop down list. So I'll be doing that, data validation and drop down list. What does it mean? Let's go on. Data validation, what does it mean? As the name implies, data validation, that applies. Actually, this data validation and drop down list works more when you are doing data entry. These are part of the precautions you take. Now, to help yourself, for example, people are always typing Nasarawa. Some people will type double S, some people will type double R, and by the time you are analyzing your data, it will not see the two Nasarawa as the same. It will see them as two different entities. So to avoid errors in your work, you do data validation. For example, maybe you are a teacher, and to avoid error when they are keying in the result of the students, you want to ensure that they don't go and write 20/10. That is, test is 10. The highest mark somebody can get is 10. And so you want to ensure that no other value aside that bigger than 10 can enter that place, can stay in that place. So that is data validation, validating the data. So let me give an example and let's move on. Data validation. Okay, let me use student information. So student ID, test, first CA, second CA, maybe first CA is 10, second CA is 10 marks too, third CA is 5 marks. Okay, it's 10 marks too. That's 30 marks. Okay, then you have assignments, 5 mark. Then you have projects, 5 mark. And then you have exam, 60 marks. Everything should give us 100. 10, 10, 10, that's 30. 5, 5, that's 40. Then 10, 60, 100. Don't forget, it looks as if it's looking small. The cells are looking small. Don't forget, how do we do that? I taught you the first week. You come to format, auto fit the row width. It will do that for you, or you can increase the row width, column width rather. Auto fit column width, sorry. Row is height. So student ID, let's say A1, A2, A3, A4. Okay, and we have first CA, second CA. Okay, now I want to ensure that without data validation, by mistake I can say first CA 20. You can say first CA 20, 10. It will accept it. It does not know anything. So you can say you can type by mistake anything and it will not complain. But how do you ensure that your data is validated? That is what we want to learn. So how do you ensure that your data is validated? To ensure that you put restrictions. So let me delete this. And how do we do that? So you highlight those ones that you want to have the same rule for them. Like this first CA, second CA, third CA is 10 marks. So it's the same rule. So I will highlight the 3 of them together. Then I come to data. Are we following? Then data validation. Okay, data validation is asking us allow what? You can see that it's on any value, that is anything, but we don't want that. We don't want it to allow just any data. We want it to allow whole number. We don't want point, decimal point, whole number between what and what. That is, the minimum should be 0, the maximum should be 10. It should not be more than that. There are other rules here. We can have not between, equal to, not equal to. You choose based on greater than. That is, if you don't want the number to be less than any other thing or greater. But this one, the rule that applies in this one we want to do is that the minimum should be 0. You cannot say minimum should be 1, because there could be some people who will score 0. So and the maximum 10. but it depends on your rules. Maybe the rule of your school says no child scores 0. It depends. So you choose that, and then maximum 10. It must not be more than 10. Then you say okay. Okay, before you say okay, error alert. Error alert. You can decide to put a message here. Score more than 10, so that the person will know what's doing wrong. When there is error, you say okay. So let's go. Let's say I put 5 here, it will still accept it. I put 6 here, it will accept. Let's say I put 11 here, you will see what it will do. Score more than 10. Even if you keep retrying and say you still put the 11, it will tell you score is more than 10. It won't allow you to progress further until you correct it or you cancel the content. So I correct it to 10. With that, I have been able to do data validation. Let me do for these ones. It should not be more than 5. Don't forget data menu, then data validation. You come back to settings. I stopped at error alerts. Okay, you come back to settings, you choose I want whole number, so I can't even put decimal number. Then between 0 and 5, say okay. So 1 to accept. Let me try 1.5. Can you see? A user has restricted value that can be entered into this cell. I didn't put any message, so it will put any message for me, telling me that there is a restriction on the values that can be entered into this cell, telling me I have put a wrong value. So even if you keep retrying, so I can decide to go and correct it, so that it will show me a definite message. Data validation. Data validation. Then I've selected 0 to 5, but error alert. What's the error alert I want? Invalid score. So whether the person puts decimal or he puts a number that is higher than 5, it will give that error. So 2. Let's say I'm putting 4.5. Invalid score. You try. But peradventure you want to allow decimal number instead of picking whole number here. Data validation. Instead of picking whole number under this setting, instead of picking whole number, you pick decimal. So this decimal will accept both whole number and decimal number, and you say okay. So even if you put 2 and the next one you put 4.5, it will accept it. The only thing is that it must not be more than 5. Do we get it? That's data validation. Let me add another column, insert another column here. Maybe the states from which the student came. That is where drop down list come in. It's still under data validation. Okay, now let's say I want a list of states. I have a list and I don't want, it may not just be states, it could be any other list, and I don't want people to just be typing. I want option. I want people to be able to pick from the options that I have put there. So what you will do is that you will type in your options somewhere else. We're on sheet 1, so let's create another sheet. You can decide to let it be on that your sheet. That's your same sheet. Let's say the list, maybe in this case is state I want to use. So I want you can decide to arrange it Abia, Adamawa, Borno. Some people will write Borno and put you as the rest. So it is your your analysis. It will see it as two different entity when some people write O, some people write U, some people write it in small letter. So to just avoid mistakes in data entry, you put data validation. Data validation actually help you out. So let's